Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, the like button. If you enjoy the content of this show, we're going to talk about the top 75 riders, episode 4 of the United States Speedway Countdown. Starting off, number 39 best rider in the 70s. He was a young gun. He was a good rider. And he's from San Diego, California. His name is Larry Costa. Larry is a super talented rider. He was good, and he was just one of those young guns. He excelled, and we raced each other with Oxley and Costa. We raced each other for that King of the Hill match race championship at Otay Mesa in San Diego, California. Larry had a brief but very exciting Division I career at Costa Mesa in the 70s. He was in the national championship in the late 70s, and he was on the podium. Larry Costa, he got on the podium. I'm sure Mike Bass won that year, but Larry Costa was a very good rider. Woo! As a result of that podium finish, Larry Costa was able to ride in Europe in the British League. He rode for the Aces. He was an ace. And also he scored like 6 points average. He rode for like 2 seasons in the British League. And then he retired from Speedway. But Larry Costa was just an amazing rider. Number 38 in the countdown was a more experienced rider. His name was Mark Cherf. And Mark was a D1 rider. He had some good rides. He was a solid rider. I don't remember him crashing very much, but Mark Cherf was a good rider at 38. Counting down to number 37 was one of my favorite riders when I was a little kid. He was a good rider. He won some main events. Goal! He was just a solid rider. And he rode Division I against all the top riders like Rick Woods. He wasn't a very famous rider in the Speedway world, but he was good. He was one of my favorites. I love this guy. He gave me lots of autographs. His name is Ruben Bonitas. Ruben and I still connect on Facebook. We chat every once in a while. He's living in Bishop, California, and he's just a good old guy. Ruben Bonitas at number 37. At number 36 is Craig Shafer. Craig was a good rider. He rode for a lot of years, and he just competed with the best of the riders. He rode in that team racing. He was a reserve, but Craig Shafer was a good rider, and he comes in at 36. Number 35 was one of my favorite riders also. His name is Sumner McKnight. Sumner was friends with the Rocket, Rick Woods, and he was tutored by Rick. He learned really well. Sumner dated my best friend's sister, Paul Ballard, and one day I heard that he was going to be watching us race Speedway on our bicycles at El Medina High School in Orange, California, and I was getting ready for Sumner. Sumner went ahead and he walked across that football field, and I said, I'm going to win every race for Sumner McKnight. He didn't know who I was, but I went ahead and won every single race. Nobody was going to stop the Bumblebee, and I won all those races for Sumner McKnight, and we still connect and chat in Facebook. And Sumner McKnight, such a wonderful, nice guy. Also, Sumner had a brief stint in the British League. Number 34 in the countdown, He wore those blue and white leathers with that long flowing blonde hair, and he was a good quality D1 rider. And who was that? It was Jan Ballard. Jan was another one of those talented D1 riders. He won main events often at Costa Mesa Speedway. He was fast and he was good. I had a chance to meet his papa one day, and he worked on my Speedway bike, and his dad was a good mechanic. I'm sure he's not with us now, but he was a good guy, and I'm sure Jan Ballard was like his papa, a good guy. Number 33 in the countdown was again one of my idols. He had that long blonde flowing hair. I like that long hair, it was cool. And he was a good rider. He was an underdog. I like the underdogs. I like those guys that were not expected to win the races. And when they win, I really cheered for them. And who was that? It was Troy McKee. Troy wasn't necessarily a superstar, but he was just a good, solid rider. He had good technique. I think that's what I liked about Troy. He really knew how to pitch that bike sideways. He had good control, and Troy was just a very good rider. Number 32 in the countdown, his whole family raced Speedway and refereeing. But this guy was just a Speedway rider, a D1 rider. And he was quality and he was good. And who was that? It's Larry Moon. Coming in at number 31 was a brother team, the Moran Brothers. They were good, they were young, they were junior Speedway riders when they started off with Gene Woods, Ward, Jeff Wardy. And then the Moran Brothers turned it on in the late 70s. They just instantly became D1 riders, and they were a threat. Anytime the Moran Brothers, they got on a racetrack, you had to really give it your best, because when you raced the Moran Brothers, you raced a really great brother team. The Moran Brothers went to Europe in the early 80s. They became superstars. They were famous, and they were on Team America. They were leading all those World Cups. The Moran Brothers were just famous. Both brothers were equally good, and they were just sensational. They have lots of followers still to this day. Number 30 is Dean Foreman. Dean Foreman is from Los Angeles, California area, and Dean Foreman was a solid quality D1 rider. I think what I liked about Dean, he was a model of consistency. I mean, the guy they rode really good. He was consistent, he was smooth, and Dean Foreman was fast. Stay with us as the countdown continues. The top 75 riders of the 70s. United States Speedway riders. They were all good, right? Next show is episode 3, and we're gonna start the countdown at number 29.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Thank you for watching episode 4, and we appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel if you liked the video today. We're gonna continue next time with episode 3. So please like and share and subscribe, and we're gonna see you next time.